Postmates, I have a simple exercise that I hope all of you will help me with. You need everyone to stick their finger straight up in the air, follow my lead. Do it as I say. Touch your shoulder, touch your cheek, touch your chin. Very good. Very good. Some of you had to think about it for a second. Showed you were listening. That's what I want to talk about just for a few minutes this afternoon, the art of listening, or more so, the lost art of listening. Most of us are blessed with 5 senses, but if you think about it, some of us, we can eat something but not necessarily taste it. We can look at something but not necessarily see it. We can sniff something but not smell it. We can touch something but not feel it. And we can hear something but not listen to it. And listening is what I want to focus on this afternoon, because I think it is a lost art. I have a little diagram, a little story. When Cindy and I got married back in 2001, we went to Hawaii. Had a great time. 2 weeks, saw a couple different islands, did a lot of different sightseeing, did the tourist things, and got back and were excited to tell our stories of what we saw. 2 years later, my brother and sister-in-law, Brett and Jennifer, went on the same trip, went to Hawaii. When they returned, we were excited to hear their stories. Here's where the diagram comes into play. So they were telling their story, and as they were telling their story, Cindy and I were listening to it. And after listening to it for a minute or two, we could have went 2 different avenues of how we responded. We could have become what I call a nammer, N-A-M, I'll get to that in a second, or a widder. I hope all of you leave here knowing that you want to be a nammer, not about me. Their story wasn't about us, it was about them. So as they told their story, how they went to Pearl Harbor, and they went down in a submarine, and went parasailing, our job was to make it not about me, and say, well, what else did you see at Pearl Harbor? What was it really about? What did you see anything unique? And they went on to say, yeah, we saw some people that were there the day it was bombed. And they told us the stories, and how it was something that you could not put in a textbook. Or they went parasailing, and they were 1,200 feet above the Pacific Ocean, and they could just see miles and miles of blue ocean water. Not about me. We were interested in their story, we wanted to hear more. It wasn't about us. That's the avenue we took, and we learned more about their story. The other option we could have been a widder. What I did. All of a sudden it's about me. What I did when I went to Hawaii. Well, we went there too. We went to Pearl Harbor, and yeah, we saw a lot of neat things. But all of a sudden, the focus isn't on them, it's on I. And personally, it just shows that you weren't listening. You really didn't care what they said. I was going to become a widder. Nobody likes a widder. Or widder. Become a nammer, not a widder. My second tip for listening is don't interrupt. People that interrupt me, it's very frustrating because it shows me a few different things. Number one, it says they don't really care what I'm saying. Number two, that they don't really have the patience to wait till I'm done speaking so they can tell their story. And number three, they're saying what I have to say is more important. Don't interrupt. It's hard not to sometimes because you can get so excited, at least I can, so excited because I can relate to what they're saying in the Hawaii story. Yeah, we went to Pearl Harbor too. Bite your tongue. Don't interrupt. My third step for the lost art of listening, ask questions. When somebody tells a story, you might say, well, Greg, how is your mother doing? You might say, well, she's doing just fine. And you might drop the conversation just like that. But if you say, well, Greg, I remember you mentioning your mom really liked to play cards. Does she still like to do that? And she might say, well, yeah, she does. She plays with some of her friends, and she was just in a tournament last week, and she won second place. All of a sudden, you get that from asking a simple question. And asking questions, I think, shows you're listening. You care about what they say. Be a nammer, not a widder. Don't interrupt, and ask questions. I think if all of us do those three things, we're going to become better communicators, better listeners, and we're going to find that our friendships with other people, with our coworkers, with our friends and family, grows. Because you will show a genuine care about what they're doing and what they're saying. You're going to become somebody they can go to say, I'm going to talk to this person because I know they're going to listen. They're not going to be a widder. They're not going to interrupt me. And they're going to want to learn more about what I'm saying. Be a nammer. Don't interrupt. Ask questions. You do these three things, you will be a better listener. And that lost art won't be lost anymore. Back to you.